bath game. Lara, a 14-year-old girl living in America, was in the midst of her winter holidays, during which she used to stay up late every night. To pass the time at night, she would search for new online games and play them till late into the night. One night, while searching for games, she came across a game called the Bath Game. She'd never heard of this game before, and that's why she became very excited about it. The rules of the game were written in bold letters, and underneath them it was also written that if someone leaves this game unfinished, they will be haunted for life by a malevolent spirit named Daruma-san. Lara waited for her parents to go to sleep and then locked her room and closed the window. According to the first step of the game, she undressed and began filling her bathtub. She turned off all the lights, closed her eyes, faced the tap, and got into the bathtub. The next step involved repeating a Japanese spell while washing her hair, which Lara diligently did. As she finished washing her hair, she neither heard any strange sounds nor felt anyone's presence in the bathroom. Lara started to think that the game was a hoax, and she was about to open her eyes when she heard a sound behind her. She suddenly heard footsteps approaching her, and the sound grew louder. Then a woman in white tattered clothes with a disfigured face appeared right in front of her. Suddenly, the woman fell inside the bathtub. Her right eye had popped out upon hitting a rusty tap and began to bleed profusely as a result of the fall. A substantial amount of blood flowed from her eye, spreading across the entire bathtub. Lara was startled by the voices. She was considering opening her eyes, but then she remembered the rules of the game and asked the woman, "Why did you fall into the bathtub?" After saying this, she immediately left the bathroom without looking back, following the rules. She couldn't even believe that she actually felt the presence of Daruma-san. She was suddenly overcome by fear, and at that moment, she felt like running away from her home. However, she knew that if she didn't follow the game's subsequent steps, Daruma-san would easily continue to haunt her. So, following the rules, she went to her bed and slept. It felt like she was being watched all night, and it was incredibly difficult for her not to think about the woman for a few hours. The next morning, with a bit of sleep, Lara's mind refreshed and she resumed her normal routine. She went to the bathroom, had her meal, but as she moved from one place to another, she began to feel like someone was following her. However, whenever she turned around to look, there was no one there. That afternoon, Lara's mom took her to the supermarket to go shopping. Lara felt like Daruma-san was following her. She thought that maybe Daruma-san would finally leave her alone after she left the house, but throughout the journey she continued to have the same feeling, as if someone was following her and staring at her. While shopping, her mom went to the second aisle to buy cereal, and Lara was shopping for the rest of the household items in another aisle when she saw a woman from the corner of her eye. She immediately turned around to look, but there was no one there again. She turned back, and her heart skipped a beat because instead of holding the groceries, she was holding a severed head of Daruma-san. She screamed, and that's when her mom called her to the billing counter. When Lara looked again, everything appeared normal. In her hand, she held the regular groceries. Lara was quite shaken by what had happened, but she composed herself and proceeded to the checkout counter. During checkout, her mom was making the payment and Lara was handing over the items. That's when she saw the same woman in the corner of the store. She got really disturbed. There was only one eye on the face of Daruma-san. Before Lara could react, the woman came very close, and at that moment, Lara remembered the rules of the game and shouted the words, "Torame," aloud, and then ran out of the supermarket. Her mom left the billing and rushed after her. She started asking Lara why she was behaving like this, but Lara, who was now completely terrified, couldn't provide any answers to her mom's questions. Her mom quickly placed her in the car and took her home. However, on her way back, Lara kept seeing Daruma-san following their car in the rearview mirror. Laura's anxiety grew as her mom increased the speed of the car. It seemed like Daruma-san was getting closer as her mom sped up. When they reached home, Lara was in a state of panic and started screaming, "Torame! Torame!" As her mom parked the car, she saw Daruma-san still approaching. With each moment, Lara's fear intensified. As soon as they entered the house, Lara began crying and ran inside, trying to hide in different rooms and shouting, "Torame! Torame!" Something that started as a horror game for Lara had become the scariest experience in her life, with Daruma-san haunting her throughout the house. Lara decided that she would take the final step as per the game's instruction to confront Daruma-san and end the game. However, whenever Lara tried to say the words "Kaate" to Daruma-san to end the game, Daruma-san would disappear right before that.
Yeah! Maxing is so maxing right now, bro. Carl's Jr. saving you big with a $5.99.
For that, Lara never got a chance to say the word "Kaate" and end the game. Lara was now trembling with fear, and her parents couldn't understand this madness. They gave her a sleeping pill and laid her down on the bed, not leaving her room until she fell asleep. When Lara's eyes opened, she was in her bathtub. She suddenly felt like someone was grabbing her, and when she looked back, Daruma-san held her tightly and she was laughing loudly. Lara started to scream, "Kaate!" in an attempt to end the game. According to the rules of the game, Daruma-san's spirit should have disappeared. But Daruma-san and the laughter began to suffocate Lara even more. She felt like she was drowning in the bathtub, and as she was sinking, eventually, Lara's eyes closed. When Lara's eyes opened again, she was lying in her bedroom drenched in her own sweat. Her mother was sitting in front of her. Lara noticed the clock, which showed 12:30, meaning that the next day had begun. Lara had failed to end the game in time. Lara started crying in despair, hugging her mother tightly. Since that day, Lara began having recurring nightmares in which Daruma-san was drowning her in the same bathtub. And one day, the evil claimed Lara's life. Her body was found in that bathtub. Everything about the bath game became clear when Lara's mom found her diary, where everything that happened to her was written. Would you ever play the bath game? Comment below and subscribe to our channel Bloody Monday for spine-chilling horror stories.